It is a chilly and snowy day here in Berea, Ohio, but thankfully it is college basketball tip-off week here really across all levels. And in Division III basketball tonight, the Yellow Jackets, the men's program, hosts the Hiram Terriers. So fortunate enough for us, we're inside as we get to witness this game on the hardwood. I'm Cole McDaniel. Alongside me this evening, Alex Krinov. Alex, great to be with you. I'm sure you're looking forward to this game tonight because you saw a great one last night.
Yeah, Cole, great win last night by the women's basketball team. I'm excited for another good one here tonight as the men's team opens up here against the Hiram Terriers.
Yeah, and this is the first regular season game for the Yellow Jackets, but really coming into tonight, they had some excellent tests, and we're going to get to the starting lineups here in just a moment. But the Yellow Jackets played 2 exhibition games versus Cleveland State and Kent State, 2 Division I programs, and actually against Kent State, they hung with Kent State really for the first section of that game. So you have to feel good about the test you had to really get yourself prepared for this season.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets did a great job scheduling 2 exhibition games against Cleveland State and Kent State. Looked very solid against Kent State. Played with them almost the entire game. Freshman Ray Ellington really played well, along with Jackson Simmons, and Anthony Mazzio always lights up the stat sheet. But looking for a good test here tonight against the Hiram Terriers. They score a lot of points.
And of course, as we get to those starting lineups here in just a moment, you mentioned Anthony Mazzio, really a star for the Yellow Jackets. Senior guard, a lot of playing experience, and he's a guy who averaged over 18 points per game last season. They're going to be relying on him this year to do a lot of the scoring as well.
Yeah, they're going to look for Mazzio to score a lot of points, but also look for Jake Snyder to add in some points as well. Looked very solid against Kent State. Believe he had 13 points in that one.
Speaking of putting up points, Hiram comes into this one tonight 0-1. They've already had a regular season game. They fell by a score of 113 to 108 in a loss against Geneva. So here's the good for them. They set a 3-point field goal record for the school in the first game of the regular season. So they can obviously put points up on the board. The bad thing is the lack of defense in that game. They're going to have to find a way to defensively stop the Yellow Jackets if they want to win on the road tonight.
Yeah, anytime you put up 108 points, you expect your team to come out with a win, but unfortunately for them, they let up 113 points on the defensive end. We'll see what they're able to do tonight.
We're about to get the tip underway here as you're watching and listening live on bwyellowjackets.com. The Yellow Jackets in their all-gray uniforms, Hiram in the blue jerseys. Tip 1 by the Yellow Jackets, and we'll get to the starting lineup of the Yellow Jackets. Number 0, Ashton Price. Number 1, Jake Snyder. Number 3, Anthony Mazzio. Number 11, Jackson Simmons. And number 14, Zoltan Nagy. And Nagy missed the gimme. Should have had that one to start the game. Now here comes Hiram, the Terriers, the other way. Taking a look at their lineup, number 1, Brogy Gordon. Number 2, Trent Jakacki. Number 24, Kevin Beans. Number 25, Levi McAdam. And number 33, Ricky Esdell. And McAdam, in that loss the other night, put up 36 points. So a guy to watch out for if you're the Yellow Jackets.
Look out for number 1, Brogy Gordon, the 5th-year senior. I've watched him play a lot of games. Had 27 in that debut, and there he goes getting a layup.
And there's the take with the left hand, and the first 2 points on the night. Here's Snyder, senior guard, running the point. Finds Simmons, now Mazzio. Back with Snyder. There's the deep 3, the rebound, and not able to get that one to go on the second chance opportunity there for Jackson Simmons, and over the back. And his first foul, first team foul on the night. So inbounding the ball, number 2, Trent Jakacki, a guy that the Yellow Jackets are familiar with.
Yellow Jackets very familiar. Trent transferred from BW to Hiram this season, getting a chance in the starting role. We'll see what he's able to do tonight.
With the ball here on the near side. McAdam. Gordon looking for that mid-range shot in the lane. Snyder on the floor, somehow keeps that ball inbounds right in front of the student section. Great effort play by him. And now Mazzio looking to go to work. Couple crossovers between the legs, steps back for three, short off of the front of the rim, and rebounded by Gordon, now in transition. 4v5 the other way, quick three, off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound by Esdell. Has to pick up his dribble, out for three, and off the back of the rim, no good for Mac Adams. So a lot of misses between both of these teams in the first 2 minutes. Picking up the dribble is Price, finding Mazzio here on the near side. Snyder, down to Nagy. Working on the block, looking to make a move. Tiptoeing along the baseline, finds Mazzio, open for three. Off of the front of the rim again, no good, and rebounded by Gordon.
Both these teams like to shoot the three ball. Yellow Jackets hoisted it a lot against Kent State, and here comes another one from the Terriers.
And that one an air ball. Hear the chants from the crowd, and Yellow Jackets will come the length of the floor. But you mentioned liking to go for the three ball. Really, Tom Heil's team, for all the years that I've seen them, Tom Heil now in his 8th year as head coach of this Yellow Jacket squad, they really have that live or die by the three mentality. And there's been a lot of times they've been able to get it going and have had very successful seasons because he recruits guys who can shoot the three and guys who are forwards who can stretch the floor as well.
Exactly. Number 11, Jackson Simmons, likes to shoot the three ball. He's a post, but he likes to spread it from all parts of the floor. Zoltan Nagy, the only one on the floor that really doesn't shoot the three ball, but that doesn't hurt the Yellow Jackets as he gives them some size.
Well, and Zoltan Nagy, the sophomore forward, played at St. Ed's in high school. Actually the starting goalkeeper for the men's soccer program as well.
Look for Hiram to get out and transition a lot and run the ball. Brogy Gordon, very quick, great ball handler. They'll get out and push the ball early.
Drive to the lane, a little bit of contact. Maybe just put off that shot for Beans, and he misses there. Still 2-0 in favor of the Terriers. Pull-up jumper from Snyder. No good there, and the shooting woes continue for both of these squads. Nagy steals that one. Here's Snyder, cross-court pass. Price, his shot. That one hits the back of the rim and then the backboard, and no good. Still no points.
Both teams trying to find a rhythm with their shooting stroke. Look for, if the three ball continues to not go in, look for them to push the pace down low, feed the posts.
Next dead ball, we'll get some substitutions for BW. Little floater there, short off of the front of the rim. Mac Adam gets it back for three. Off the side of the rim, that one was flat, a line drive from Gordon. Snyder pulls up, wants this one from three, off the side of the rim. Good hustle play by Nagy to swat that one out to Mazzio. His shot, and gets the bucket to go. Foul on Nagy after that one falls. So Yellow Jackets finally get their first points.
Nagy picks up the foul there, but 3 points go the Yellow Jackets' way as he saves a possession.
And this is concerning for the Terriers. Mentioned that Levi McAdam, the junior forward from Meadville, Pennsylvania, was a scoring threat in their last game, putting up 36 points, and he went down hard and was holding his knee. The trainers coming out, taking a look. And we're going to take a quick break here and hope to be back with some better news here in just a moment. But we're going to step aside here on BWYellowJackets.com. And we're back here on BWYellowJackets.com following that quick timeout. Again, good to see that Levi McAdam is up, but definitely moving gingerly and getting a lot of support there from the coaching staff and the trainers and everybody out there. Hope to see him back out here tonight. Again, a bit of an awkward fall for him. Hope that he ends up being okay, but we're back in action here. Bounce pass down low on the block to Ivan Yang, and that one's stolen. Here's Mazzio making a move, driving to the hoop, and contact on the arm there, and he's going to step to the free throw line for the first 2 free throw shots on the night.
Great cut down to get into the baseline, try to get a layup, fouled, go to the line, and he'll shoot 2.
So last season, Mazzio, coupled with his over 18 points per game, 75% free throw shooter. He gets that first one to go. So several substitutions for the Yellow Jackets just a few moments ago into the game. Number 4, Leon Leveski. Also in number 21, Rob Watson, the third. Splits the pair at the line for Mazzio. Yellow Jackets find themselves up 2, 4-2, 5 minutes played so far in the first half. Gordon driving. Watson got his pull up there, nearly got to that one. Just dropping it in was Gordon. 4-4.
Gordon, the veteran guard, does such a great job getting to the basket and finishing around the rim.
Sloppy pass there. Gordon in transition. Looked like a good move. Maybe did a little bit too much and missed the layup at the rim.
Yeah, Gordon looked like he could have gone for a finger roll there, decided to go for the overhead layup and was not able to finish.
Last off of the Yellow Jackets, so still going to stay with Hiram. And Ashton Price subbed out after that pass, that turnover there. And Luke Driscoll in for BW. Also in for Hiram, Doug Sartain, the guard from Medina. He gets the ball, trying to keep that pivot foot, looking for help. He finds Johnson. Johnson backing down Mazzio, drops that shoulder into the chest of Mazzio. Tom Hio wants a travel, no call. Leveski. Snyder, that passes behind him, and he drives. Strong finish, looked over his shoulder, knew that Gordon was there, went with the left hand, knotted up at 6.
An open lane there for Snyder. He takes advantage and finishes at the rim.
Out of control spin and a turnover. A lot of gray jerseys in transition. Fake behind the back pass, and Mazzio scoops it up and in. Man, he is a talent, the senior guard from Canton.
Anthony Mazzio always brings a little magic to the court. We saw it right there. Fake the behind the back pass.
There's a bounce pass to the cut of Sartain. Hits him in stride. He puts that one up and in. Now the buckets are starting to roll between these two teams after a good 5 minutes of back-to-back misses. This one up. Looked like that one was nearly going to fall there for Rob Watson. But actually, rather than a foul, looks like they called a jump ball.
Yes, they did call a jump ball there. Yellow Jackets thought there was some contact, but the official goes with the jump ball.
Gives Hiram possession of the ball here. Johnson to the cut of Beans. He misses. Gets it back. Has it swiped away by Leveski. And stop and play here, and getting that net down as the twine was caught up in the rim.
Kevin Beans, a few misses here early. A thing to note, he did not play in Terrier's first game, so this is his first game of the season. He is a veteran, so we'll see if he's able to settle down here than the rest of the game.
Still always some rust to knock off. I know that you have practices, you have some exhibition games, but nothing's quite the same as regular season basketball. The intensity picks up. And here's a shot for Snyder, getting himself going from 3. 5 points on the night now. Gordon dribbles to the middle of the floor, gives it to Beans. Now here's Johnson, looking to back down the freshman. Goes to the right hand and banks it in.
Second time early in this game, Johnson uses his body to shield the ball, finishes.
Watson on the block, pump fake. Tries to get that one to go. Snyder followed. Watson up through the contact, and that one, no doubt about that, that one's a foul.
Great job by Watson sticking with the play. Didn't get the first one to go, finds the ball back in his hands, and is able to go to the line.
So as Watson steps to the line, last season, nearly a 60% free throw shooter. That's the second team foul on Hiram. And Watson's shot took about 4 bounces off of the back of the rim and falls to the side. No good. An opportunity still to try to come away with 1 point here from the line. Substitution is number 33, Ricky Esdell's back in for the Terriers. Both free throws no good. An excellent follow by Levesky. And no good on that floater there from Driscoll.
The freshman, number 25, Ray Ellington, checking in for the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets are very excited to see what this freshman has to bring to the team. Looked very impressive with 14 points against Kent State.
A deep three and a make there for Sartain.
Sartain, a former starter for the Terriers, drained a lot of threes last year for them. Was 4 of 11 in the first game.
Snyder finds a man in the corner. And there's an air ball there for Ellington. The freshman trying to get settled in. Steele and winning this ball back. Here's Snyder. Bounce pass to Watson. Gets inside and needs to get a little bit stronger on those finishes. He's facing that contact, but not getting those shots to go. Johnson driving. Now backing down Ellington. Needs some help. Kicks this one out. Deep three, and that one drained by the lefty, Deshaun Hill.
Sean Hill, the freshman coming off the bench, cold, drains a three. Looking to get a little run here for the Terriers.
Watson hands this one off to Snyder. 10.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Watson looking to make a move, kicks it out. Levesky for three, and the lefty answers back. Trading threes here, and that forces Taylor Roth to take a timeout.
And it's going to be an official timeout. I don't think Hiram ever signaled for a timeout, so we'll stay here on the floor.
So the Yellow Jackets down 2. Brogy Gordon back in for the Terriers. And every time you see him step on the floor, the Yellow Jackets need to be keyed to him getting that basketball. He has it now. Little stutter step on that run on the drive, passes it out. Picking up that dribble there is Hill. Sartain, step back for three, and he hits another one for Hiram.
And as I mentioned, Doug Sartain, very confident from behind that arc, drains another one there for the Terriers.
Price is back in for the Yellow Jackets. Here's Driscoll on the wing, looking to drive baseline, and he loses it, and last off of his knee, and it will be Hiram basketball. Gordon bringing this one up court. Takes a lot of contact there. Kicks it out. Sartain for three again. Short off of the front of the rim. And a rebound there from Watson.
A little bit of a heat check there from Sartain. I don't think coach is going to mind that one after the previous two went in.
Driscoll. Here's Levesky. Price finding Levesky. Ellington, Price, driving. Driscoll needs to get one off, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Ellington looking to follow and unable to come up with that rebound, but it's going to be last off of Hiram. Ball stays with the Yellow Jackets. Into the game once again, Jackson Simmons.
Great job there by Ellington, the freshman, getting the weak side rebound.
So Ellington going to inbound this one, finds Simmons. Back to Ellington. He wants this three and a block there from Ivan Yang, sophomore forward from Hong Kong.
Ivan Yang has that jumping ability. We saw it in pregame with some impressive dunks. He got up there to block Ellington's shot.
Inbound to Leveski. Now with Price, sophomore guard from Bay Village. He drives and is fouled hard as he tried to scoop that one up and in with the right hand. He'll go to the free throw line for two. Number 42, Ivan Yang, picks up his second personal foul on the night as the third team foul for the Terriers.
Key bench piece for the Terriers. 2 fouls early on Yang could spell trouble.
First free throw, got a friendly roll. Anthony Mazzio checks back in as Luke Driscoll goes to the bench. And Price makes both of those free throws at the charity stripe. Gordon to Sartain, wants the little floater. Short arms that one, and a rebound for Simmons. Now Mazzio back the other way for BW. Tight pressure on him. Needs to pick up his dribble and needs some help. Middle of the floor, here's the drive. The blow by Ellington, up and in, his first 2 points on the night.
The freshman Ray Ellington showing why this coaching staff has some high praise for him. Nice lay in there.
Wild shot there from number 2, Jakacki. Gets some help from a teammate. And 2 for Hiram, and now a timeout. And we'll stay right here on BWYellowJackets.com as the Yellow Jackets find themselves down 3. Just a little over 8 minutes left to go here in the first half. Well, it's been a crazy weekend here for athletics at Baldwin Wallace University. Last night we talked about it. The women's basketball game, which you were on the call of. They're number 12 in the country. They host number 2 Trine from Indiana. They won that game 75-70 in a double overtime thriller. Now today, in football, last regular season game, going up against undefeated, second-ranked Mount Union, the Purple Raiders, had them on the ropes up against them, scored really with about a minute left to go, actually less than a minute left to go, it was about 20 seconds left to go. Purple Raiders only with 4 seconds left then. Hail Mary for the touchdown. BW nearly pulled off that upset, so it's been a crazy weekend of athletics. And of course the Yellow Jackets here in men's basketball looking to get off to a hot start, really emulate what the women's team did last night. As we're back in action here, an offensive foul. Mazzio not happy with that call, and it's going the other way.
Mazzio looked to use that off arm there. Former guard for the Yellow Jackets, Trent Jakacki, draws the offensive foul, getting his team excited.
Gordon, Jakacki driving, looks over his shoulder, and he gets fouled from behind by Ray Ellington. And that is going to be the 5th team foul now on the Yellow Jackets. So Jakacki steps to the free throw line. And he makes the first. Second free throw, rattles around and drops. 23-18. Just under 8 minutes left to go. Here's Price. Ellington wanting to drive. A jumper and he gets that one to go. So it took his first shot being an air ball to really get settled into this game, and now the freshman's starting to put up points of his own. Now
you can just see the offensive potential of Ellington.
And a quick shot as he was defending, and Jakacki short arms that one off of the front of the rim. Mazzio, a little hop step in the lane, up and in for two.
Great job by Mazzio finding his spot on the court, getting a shot right where he wanted.
Nearly stolen by Simmons. He jumped that one. But Ricky Esdell, with just room in front of him, a clear lane, hammers that one home.
The seas parted there for Esdell. He lays the hammer down.
Simmons up and with a little reverse there on the layup. 25-24. Brogy finds Johnson, back to Brogy for three here in front of the Yellow Jackets bench. Kevin Beans missed that one, but he's going to step to the free throw line now for three shots, and the crowd in the student section not too happy with that one. Leveski really just jumped directly into Beans there, and Beans really didn't have an opportunity to land and got his feet taken out from under him.
Beans, a 71% free throw shooter last season, will have three shots here.
First shot up and good. Still two more coming up here in just a moment. Now off to our left, the Hiram band traveled well. A lot of Hiram fans traveled well this afternoon. Of course, plenty of Yellow Jacket supporters, but you know, with two Ohio teams here, really Northeast Ohio teams, wasn't too hard for Hiram to make the drive here, because a lot of their players actually come from high schools in the surrounding area. So a lot of representation from both sides tonight. Final free throw missed after the first two were made. 27-24 in favor of the visiting Terriers. Mazzio driving into the lane, up and in for two more. Most of Mazzio's damage has been done driving into the lane. Hiram looking to respond. Johnson spinning, getting around Simmons, and misses that one. Excellent contest by Simmons. In transition, Watson, a lot more arm than ball from behind. Foul called, and he'll step to the free throw line for two.
Johnson may be a guard, but he doesn't act like it. Trying to back down Simmons on the offensive end, and then goes up for the big block there. Hits some arm, and Watson will go to the line.
So last time Watson stepped to the free throw line, he missed both of those free throws. First one here is up and good. Two substitutions for Hiram into the game. Number 15, Addison Singletary, junior forward out of Akron. And back in is number 34, Doug Sartain, the sharpshooter from Medina.
Singletary seeing his first action of the season, did not play in the first game either.
Second free throw up and good for Watson. So he shot 4 on the night. He's split that as he's made 2. Now the Yellow Jackets hold a 1-point advantage and a turnover in front of the Yellow Jackets bench. And they're loving that in this crowd coming to life a little bit more for BW.
Great job by Mazzio there, forcing a turnover with some pressure defense on Beans.
Price running the point. Hands this one off to Mazzio. He's got Simmons to his right. Simmons just holding those hands up, begging for that ball. Mazzio decides to take it himself. Watson hustles, keeps it in bounds, but Hiram comes away with it. Yellow Jackets now have to settle in defensively. Yang Finds Singletary. Singletary backing Watson down. A little bounce pass there into some traffic. Gordon wasn't able to come away with that, and the official's going to say it's last off of BW. "13 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Kicked out to Sartain. He wants to drive in the lane, off of the back of the rim. No good. Snyder to Simmons. Has a mismatch on the low block. Turnaround jumper. No good.
Simmons had the mismatch there. He decided to go with the turnaround jumper. I would have liked to see him put the ball back on the floor and maybe go up, back down Sartain and get a layup there.
Yeah, when you got the size, why not take advantage of that size rather than a little fadeaway jumper on the turnaround? Taking advantage of size on the other side, though, is Hiram in the lane, up and in for two. Snyder, Simmons. Price looking to drive, and he slips. Hiram in transition. Gordon up, and it's blocked. But the follow there, Sartain up and in. Watson got that initial block on the chase down.
Yellow Jackets have size on this end of the floor. Look for them to feed the posts. Maybe get a good look down low.
Mazio needs help. Hiram wanted to travel. Simmons through the contact, and he's fouled. So the game becoming a little bit more track meet-like. Back and forth in the last couple of minutes. Physicality beginning to pick up as well.
And the Yellow Jackets may be a little frustrated. Mazio twice in a row decided to keep the ball and force a shot. On that one, he tried to pass it out. Yellow Jackets bailed out, maybe there with the foul. Simmons will go to the line. Try to stop this run by Hiram.
Simmons, the senior forward from Wadsworth, makes that first free throw.
I think Simmons is going to be a key player this year for the Yellow Jackets, a senior with some size on the post, can shoot the ball from deep range. It'll be interesting to see how his season progresses.
Last season, only a 45% free throw shooter, and makes both of those there, so they're hoping that his free throw shooting improves this season. Three and a half minutes left to go, and this has been an exciting one tonight. Only 1 point separating these two teams. Sartain, this is an easy shot there. I guess when it's not a three, Sartain's not hitting him. Lethal from three, but needs to find a way to get those inside. Watson up through the contact, and he's fouled.
And Yang picks up his third foul there early here. Still only 3 minutes and 18 seconds in the first half, an entire second half to play, and Yang will have 3 fouls. And quickly, Hiram looks to sub.
Well, and Yang was really called into action maybe earlier than they were planning to put him in because of that injury to Levi McAdam. And hopefully McAdam's okay. Again, seems like he's still over there behind his bench, but we haven't seen him since because he went down with what appeared to be a knee injury. Again, hoping he's okay. But at this point, we haven't seen any movement. Would be surprised if we see him tonight. But Yang, because he had to step in so early, he's been on the court a lot. And as you mentioned, picking up those 3 fouls really early. Watson's free throw missed. The follow from Simmons, and he gets that one to go. Excellent second chance points. Yellow Jackets up 2.
Great job there by Simmons with the putback.
Turnover. BW in transition. Simmons, size advantage, 1v1. Scoops that one up and in. Friendly roll. And a timeout on the floor. The Yellow Jackets go up 4. We'll take one with them here on bwyellowjackets.com. And we're back here on BWYellowJackets.com following the timeout. Cole McDaniel alongside Alex Krinov as you are watching this one. The opening game of the season for the Baldwin Wallace men's basketball program. And so far, they started to turn things their way. They had a lot of misses, weren't able to find a basket, couldn't buy one in the first 5 minutes. Now the scoring's picked up. Game started to change. Pace of this game's changed a lot. You've seen a lot of turnovers, a lot of the Yellow Jackets getting out in transition, and they find themselves up 4.
Very back and forth game. I think it's surprising that both teams, known for their three-point shooting, neither have shot particularly well tonight.
Gordon trying to drive past Simmons, gets him up in the air, and the block there by Simmons. And Simmons was fired up by that. Gotta give Gordon credit for getting Simmons up in the air, but Simmons a lot of credit for recovering, finding a way to get his footing and get back up and get his hand on that ball. Here's Gordon out to Sartain, trying to clear some space. Kicks it out to Jakacki, driving, up through some contact, and he's fouled. He'll step to the free throw line. And as Jakacki steps to the free throw line, off of the front of the rim on that first attempt. You mention it, both of these teams known for the three-point shooting. Aside from Doug Sartain of Hiram, really hardly any makes from three for either of these programs.
We'll see how long that trend lasts. I expect both teams to pick it up either late in this first half or in the second half.
After the miss and Jakacki missing both from the line. Score remains 35-21. 2 minutes remaining here in the half. Mazzio, Simmons, he wants a three, and he hits a three on cue as we just talked about it.
And Jackson Simmons coming alive here at the end of the first half. A lot of points going in for the Yellow Jackets from Jackson Simmons' hands.
Here's the drive into the lane. Tough shot and banked in by Beans. Mazzio picks up his dribble. Simmons, Price coming from the near side of the floor to the middle. Snyder for three. Back-to-back three-pointers for the Yellow Jackets. They're going to keep firing at this point.
No surprise there. The Yellow Jackets hit 2 in a row after only making 3 of their first 10.
Awkward kick out, but managing to get that one to Gordon. Beans driving, blocking foul on Simmons.
And 2 now on Simmons.
So Beans will step to the free throw line for 2. Of course, 18 fouls on the Yellow Jackets right now, so a bonus situation as well to keep in mind for the next minute and a half.
Coach Hiles subbing out Simmons there, wants to keep his big man out of foul trouble for the second half. Game's leading scorer with 11 points. You're going to need him late in this ball game.
Yeah, that foul. Simmons picked up his second, so smart for Heil to put his senior forward on the bench for the time being. That one rolls around the rim, good 3 times, and falls. Here's the second free throw. Up and good. So 2 for 2 from the line there on that trip for Beans. Luke Driscoll checked into the game. Feeds Mazzio out on the far sideline. He drives through the lane, and Mazzio, again, doing most of his work scoring, driving.
And with Simmons out of the game, look for Mazzio to look for more scoring opportunities. Driscoll with the steal there.
Yeah, Snyder got his hand in there, and Driscoll was the one to come away with it. Mazzio wide open. He knew it was in as soon as he released it. 3 ball, 46-35.
And if you're the Terriers, you don't want to see Mazzio catch fire.
Watson on the steal. In transition, he has an opportunity to slow this one down. Yellow Jackets, if they want, can eat some clock. Mazzio, ankle breaker. He didn't even have to move for that. The follow, second chance points. And Watson on that rebound, he's fouled as he tries to go up with the shot. He'll go to the free throw line, 31 seconds left.
9th offensive rebound of the half there for the Yellow Jackets. Watson will head to the line, looking to take advantage.
Now 17 fouls for Hiram, so bonus as well for the Yellow Jackets. As BW finds themselves up 11, looking to extend the lead. Really close out what's been excellent last 3 minutes for them in this first half.
And it all seemed to start when Jackson Simmons started to make some shots. The Yellow Jackets, everybody around him started to play better as well. Lit a fire under the Yellow Jackets offense.
After missing the first free throw, Watson's second one is up and good. He splits the pair, now 4 points on the night for the junior forward. Played basketball in high school at Nordonia.
Look for Hiram to take down the shot clock for last shot here in the first half.
Yeah, only about a 0.5 difference between the shot clock and the game clock. 15 showing on both. Gordon taking his time. With that screen set for him, he's looking to drive, kicks it out. Jakacki for three, and he makes it. With 1 second left, Yellow Jackets aren't going to get a shot off, and that's how the half is going to end, 47-38. So a slew of three-pointers from both teams in the last couple of minutes in this first half. Certainly changed the complexion of what we've been seeing throughout the majority of the first half. And before we step aside for a halftime break, Alex, what are your thoughts on that first half?
Well, both teams started a little sloppy, both cold from shooting from three. However, the Yellow Jackets seemed to separate themselves from the Terriers. Jackson Simmons and Anthony Mazzio finding their game offensively was a big key for the Yellow Jackets, taking a 9-point lead into the half.
Well, you never know what you're going to get when the regular season starts and it's the first game of the regular season. But after a slow start, the Yellow Jackets, as you mentioned, they started to turn it on. Things are looking better for them. Latter stages of that first half, I think Tom Heil, the coaching staff, they're going to be happy with what they saw, but the job's certainly not done. The second half could be interesting because it's been a lot of back and forth between them and the Hiram Terriers. Like I said, we'll step aside. We'll be back in just about 13 minutes or so as we'll briefly talk about what we expect to see here in the second half. So don't go away here as you're watching and listening live on bwyellowjackets.com. And we're back here on bwyellowjackets.com, about to get the second half underway as the Yellow Jackets lead the visiting Hiram Terriers by a score of 47-38. Cole McDaniel here with Alex Krinov. And Alex, we talked a little bit at the end of the first half, what we saw out there. Coming into the second half, if you're the Yellow Jackets here at home, what do you have to do to keep this lead, get your first win of the regular season?
Well, I think defensively you have to expect that Hiram's going to come out and want to shoot the three ball. They only took 9 attempts, coming off a school record in their first game. I would also expect that Brogy Gordon would get the ball in his hands a lot more and go to the cup. From an offensive standpoint, though, I think the Yellow Jackets need to continue feeding Jackson Simmons, while also Anthony Mazzio needs to continue to find his way to the cup.
Well, and you and I talked about it a little bit off air here during the break. The feeling is for Hiram, if they want to get back into this, do what you were doing at the very beginning. I think you got to get that ball in the hands of Brogy Gordon, correct?
Yes, Brogy Gordon is your playmaker, very shifty with the ball. Not only can score the ball, but he can facilitate.
And here he has it. Gives it to Sartain. Now Beans. With Snyder tight on him. Size advantage here, but Snyder doing a great job defensively just to poke that one away. Live to see another day defensively. Taking a look at some of the leading scorers. For the Yellow Jackets, Anthony Mazzio had 15 points on the half. Jackson Simmons with 11. Jake Snyder with 8 of his own. Doug Sartain with 10 for the Terriers. 8 points for Kevin Beans. This one going back the other way. And the bench of the Yellow Jackets standing up, clapping for their teammates.
Both teams are relatively clean first half. 7 turnovers for Hiram, 5 for the Yellow Jackets, and I think both coaches will be happy with that.
BW now attacking the basket from left to right on your screen, and out there on the court with their starting lineup from the start of the game. I haven't seen Zoltan Nagy out there really since the beginning. Now he's manning the middle defensively. Mazzio gets the rebound as that one hit the side of the backboard. Some excellent moves, spinning, looking for that fadeaway jumper, just a little bit short there off the side of the rim. Gordon coming quickly in transition. He wants a mid-range pull-up, and his jumper no good, and Snyder with the rebound.
I think that's the look Hiram wants, just didn't go down there for Gordon. Gordon got to the foul line extended, wasn't able to drain it.
Mazzio behind the back creates some separation, and from the elbow sinks that jumper. 49-38 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. We played just about a minute and a half here in the second half. Gordon out to Sartain. He wants a three, and that one not quite like his three-point attempts in the first half. Barely caught the side of the rim and out. And the Yellow Jackets will inbound this one and come the length of the floor. Mazzio driving, and he's fouled. That one was pretty clear as Kevin Beans came through the back of Mazzio.
Great screen there by Jackson Simmons to free up Mazzio to find a way to the cup. Mazzio gets fouled, but they're going to call it on the floor.
So Jake Snyder will inbound this one from the baseline. He finds Nagy. Price, Mazzio wide open for three, and he sinks that one. Mazzio, 20 points on the night.
Great out-of-bounds call there by Coach Heil. Freed up Mazzio from behind the arc, and he knocks down another one.
Jakacki driving. Price with the tight defense. And a bump there, and the officials call that one. And sure, they've called a lot of fouls, but I think there have been a lot more physical fouls than that right there. That one was a little bit more ticky-tacky than what we have seen here so far tonight. Nonetheless, first team foul now for the Yellow Jackets here in the half. Crossover, Mazzio goes to ground. Sartain misses that runner. He just has not been able to get it to go inside the three-point line. Turnover on the pass. Yellow Jackets in transition. Up, splitting through the teeth of the defense, and Price with the finger roll.
Coast to coast there from Price. Great finger roll to finish it at the hoop.
BW extending their lead. Tough shot and a nice finish there by Beans. And a timeout on the floor. And we'll keep it here. So we've seen the Yellow Jackets come out firing just like we saw at the end of the first half. Sometimes you see games where it's a tale of two halves, not just in basketball, in many different sports. But for BW, you have to feel good about the first regular season game. You really didn't switch off coming out of the locker room. You can tell that they felt like, hey, we still got to come out here. We got to fire on all cylinders to be able to put this Hiram team away, because they're very much so still in it. And BW, they're finding a way to get to the basket. Again, defensively, you saw the turnover too, and getting out quickly in transition. They're not being complacent. They are still putting pedal to the metal, truly.
No, I think Coach Heil has to be happy with what he's seen out of his Yellow Jackets. Also, they're doing a great job of controlling the rebounding battle. Zoltan Nagy back in there. He had 2 fouls in the first half, which I didn't realize. That might have been a reason that Coach Heil pulled him out early, but now that he's back in there, between him and Simmons, they're really controlling that rebounding battle.
Yeah, Nagy, not a guy that you really expect to be their main scoring threat. They just want his size down there on the low block, getting rebounds, and also very athletic. Like I mentioned, a two-sport athlete, and he is definitely going to hustle when he's out on the floor. Here's that cutter, bounce pass nearly stolen away, but Mazzy is able to gather it. He had Nagy wide open, instead going to back it out. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tried to pass that one, lost possession of the ball. A little bit of sloppiness here. Simmons, the cut, and somehow making something out of nothing. Price on the backdoor cut, up and in for two.
Phenomenal backdoor cut there by Price. Simmons finds him.
Swat by Nagy. Turnaround with the hook shot, no good. There's Nagy getting the job done defensively. Snyder, cross-court pass. Price driving. Price missing off of the back of the rim. He's had a good start to the second half, though.
Price coming out a lot more aggressive in the second half, looking to finish around the rim. We didn't see that in the first half out of him.
So now things starting to slow down here just a little bit. Hiram deciding to run the offense in the hands of Brogy Gordon, who they really need to get that ball to. He finds a teammate in Trent Jakacki, who buries the three ball. Now Hiram just down 13.
Consistent theme tonight when Hiram has been down on these runs. Jakacki coming up with a shot.
Nagy is open from three. Wanted to pass that one away the whole way. Tough shot for Mazzio. Nearly gets it to go. And on the rebound, he's initially pulled down by Estel, and Simmons comes crashing through him. Second team foul on the Yellow Jackets.
And Simmons picks up his third foul there, and immediately Coach Heil calls for Rob Watson III to come in to replace his big man. That one will hurt the Yellow Jackets, but looking to get some offense out of Watson.
Yeah, so trying to keep Simmons, the senior forward out of Wadsworth, out of too much foul trouble, despite having 3 already. We saw a lot of Rob Watson, and Watson in the first half making his presence known defensively, getting to the free throw line as well. Picking up that dribble, needing some help. Hill for 3. The lefty no good. Ball bouncing around, and Beans comes down with it. Fresh shot clock. Hiram able to run the offense again. Here's the drive. Gordon with the left hand. And that's exactly what Hiram needs. Keep Gordon involved. The offense needs to run through him.
Brogy Gordon, the fifth-year senior. Expect him to show his veteran leadership and settle down this Hiram Terrier team.
Here's Mazzio. Little crossover. Watson. Gonna take this one. Gets inside. And that's going to be a charge as he went in the air. Feet were set by Jakacki. He was just outside of the restricted area down on the low block. And the officials all over that one. Unfortunate for Watson because he was already in the air, but Jakacki a great job of getting slid underneath, setting his feet. And the officials, they got that one right.
Yeah, Watson caught in no man's land in the air, had nowhere to go. And Jakacki draws the offensive foul.
So down 11. The Terriers an opportunity here on this possession to try to cut this one back to a single-digit deficit. Instead, no good off of the back of the rim on that Gordon 3, and Snyder gets the rebound, and he's trying to push the pace quickly. Instead, slows it down off the tight defense. Watson, hop step through the contacts. That time doesn't get it to go, but he'll go to the free throw line for 2 more. And Watson, he's been getting to the free throw line because he's been aggressive.
Yeah, the aggression shown on the offensive end by Rob Watson. He's been rewarded for it. I believe this is at least his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
And so far tonight on the night, he's actually had 8 free throws attempted already, made 4 of them. First one made there, and now a substitution for the Yellow Jackets. Checking out number 14, Zoltan Nagy, into the game, number 4, Leon Leveski. Also in for the Yellow Jackets, Luke Driscoll.
A little bit of a smaller lineup here for the Yellow Jackets. We'll see if Hiram wants to feed that post area, take advantage of their size.
Shot up from Watson, and he makes that one. Now 6 of 10 from the charity stripe. We played just a little bit over 5 minutes so far here in the second half. Beans driving. Some physicality, contact on the low block. No call, no good. And the gray jerseys of BW go back the other direction. Snyder picks up his dribble, finds Watson. Now Mazzio, tight defense by Johnson, trying to get an arm in there, trying to steal it away. Snyder for 3, and that one an air ball, well short from the senior guard.
And I think the shot clock had a factor there. Only 2 seconds left on the clock. Snyder realized it and knew he had to hoist a deep 3.
Snyder can certainly score. Maybe doesn't put up a high volume of shots, but we know he can find that ball in the net there and sinking it. But as you mentioned, shot clock was winding down, fired that one. Now on the other end, a foul, and looks like that foul is going to be on the floor against the Yellow Jackets.
There's going to be some added pressure there, Cole. Rob Watson, now the only big man on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. You know Hiram's going to try to attack him down in the post. He picks up his 2nd foul in relatively quick order here. Yellow Jackets make a sub, bring in Ellington with a little more size.
So Mazzio going to get a bit of a breather here. He's got 20 on the night, the leading scorer. The drive from Gordon. Gordon turns around with the left hand. Gets that one up and in despite the pressure from Driscoll. Leveski, Snyder. Snyder wants to drive down the baseline and gets bumped there. And it's going to be last off of him and out. He's talking to the official, not too happy with that. The senior guard from Stowe.
And with your 2 leading scorers out, the Yellow Jackets can't get frustrated here on the offensive end. They need to make sure they're continue to get good looks offensively.
Gordon to Singletary. Cut from Gordon. Gordon up through the contact. Snyder picks up the foul, and Brogy Gordon steps to the free throw line for 2.
Anytime Gordon can run downhill, you know the Hiram Terriers are going to get a good look. That time he draws a foul and goes to the free throw line.
So his first 2 attempts at the charity stripe on the night upcoming. 8 points on the night for him so far. Looking to add to that tally. Friendly roll there as it hits the front of the rim and then makes its way towards the back of the rim, and the backboard helps that one in, and now just a 10-point deficit for the Terriers. Second free throw is good. 9-point advantage for the Yellow Jackets. Watson to Snyder. Back to Watson, who's open on the low block. Dropped his shoulder, ducked under the defender. Couldn't get the finish at the rim. Gordon in transition. Hoists this one up. A little bit of a wild shot. Gets the board off of his own miss. And the 3 no good. And the size and the hops there of Hiram getting a second second opportunity.
Gordon, the smallest player on the floor, gets 2 offensive rebounds and saves an offensive possession for the Hiram Terriers.
Now going to work on the low block. Fade away. Nothing but net there for Singletary on the tough shot.
2 great plays there by Singletary on the defensive end, the help side block, and then offensively, the turnaround jumper.
So a needed timeout for the Yellow Jackets. Tom Heil felt that things were swinging momentum-wise the way of Hiram. Things really had been going the way of the Yellow Jackets into the first half, beginning of the second half. He could sense that things were changing. But we're going to keep it here during this timeout. A reminder that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leader since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University.
Yellow Jackets struggled there when they pulled out Simmons and Mazzio, their 2 senior leaders. We'll see if Coach Heil can get them back into the game here.
Well, and I think that's going to be the big test this season and the big question for the Yellow Jackets. You know, obviously there's going to be a lot of time, and the non-conference schedule is important, but you really just want to take this time to really make sure you're prepared for the conference schedule. The question is going to be, when Mazzio is off the floor, who's going to be the scoring leader? Is it going to be one of the young guys like Ellington stepping up? Is it going to run through Jake Snyder? Who's going to be that primary scoring option when Mazzio's not on the floor? Again, Mazzio's still not out there. Snyder, his shot from 3, short off of the front of the rim. Rebounded, and Hiram quickly coming in transition. Gordon wants this one. Watson might have altered that one just slightly as he got his big paw up there. Yellow Jackets in transition. Driscoll picks up his dribble. Leveski, he's fouled on the pass, and that one's going to be a foul on the floor. Third team foul for Hiram.
Cole, you mentioned who is going to be that third guy. Simmons and Mazzio seem to be those 2 offensive leaders. Is it potentially Ashton Price as we see him check in here?
Well, and perhaps he has had a good start to the second half when he had been on the floor, been out the last couple of minutes, but the sophomore guard from Bay Village has been aggressive in this half. He's going to inbound this one from the baseline under the hoop. Out to Watson. Here's Driscoll. Wide open is Ellington for 3. Rattles that one home. The freshman from Westlake.
Ellington started 0 for 2 from 3, had an air ball and a shot blocked. Since then, 3 for 3 and drains a 3-pointer right there.
Turning on the dribble, finding a wide open Johnson. Johnson clanks that one, but an excellent follow. And a foul on the floor following the Deshaun Hill rebound. The freshman guard from Cleveland Heights just out-jumped everybody. Sixth team foul now for the Yellow Jackets. Watson's going to go to the bench. Zoltan Nagy returns. So something to watch out for is the foul trouble for the bigs of both teams.
Great job there by Leon, number 4, able to get a tip on the ball, and it goes off the Hiram offensive player.
A nice defensive stand for the Yellow Jackets, and now Price able to run the offense here. Nagy's wide open. Ellington, who had just made a 3 the possession before. Nice bounce pass to Nagy on the block. An excellent spin. Beautiful move from the big with the right hand, and the crowd loved that one.
Great footwork there by the big man. Also, great pass there by Ellington. You can just see the basketball IQ out of the young freshman.
Turning, left-hand hook, responding with 2 points, Addison Singletary. Just a 10-point difference between these two teams still. Offensive foul going against the Yellow Jackets. Looked like maybe a moving screen there for Zoltan Nagy, and it's all right in front of us. Coming out of the locker room, unfortunately, Levi McAdam, the junior forward for Hiram, on crutches right now, so obviously not going to see him here tonight. Hope that it's not a long-term injury and just taking precautions after he got injured here early in this game. Again, wishing him all the best in a speedy recovery. Here's the pass stolen away, not able to catch that one, handle it cleanly. Ellington in transition. Lots of blue jerseys in front of him, maybe a little bit too aggressive there. Should have backed that one out, let the offense be run there. And now Hiram can come back the other way quickly. Johnson backing down Driscoll. Driscoll standing strong. Johnson turning. And we got to travel.
Great job there by Driscoll, staying in front of his defender, known for his defensive prowess. A little bit of a pesky defender there, and it showed as he drew a travel.
Yeah, the junior guard from California standing his ground well. Under 10 minutes left to go here in the second half. Driscoll driving, flips that one up, not able to get it, but the follow by Leon Leveski tips it back in.
Coach Heil trying to sub in Mazzio before the last inbounds, looking for some offense, but Leon gets the tip back in for the Yellow Jackets.
Excellent feed there. Jakacki finding the cutter, up and in for two. Back to just a 10-point difference. These two teams just trading punches at the moment. Here's Price, up through a lot of long arms there, has that one blocked. In transition, awkward, and that one's going to be a charge. Kevin Beans was coming in out of control. The only question was Leveski in the restricted area. It was close. Officials say he was just outside of that half circle there, draws the charge.
Yeah, Beans coming in out of control, maybe lowered that shoulder a little bit, and the official gives him an offensive foul.
So, due to that foul, the dead ball, the stoppage, allows Mazzio to check back into the game. 20 points on the night for the senior guard. No question of who the offense is going to run through here right now. But Price, he's going to take it himself. Pulls up from the elbow, and he sinks that shot. Loving what we're seeing from Ashton Price here at the moment.
Yeah, Ashton Price having a really nice offensive night, as we see a timeout here by the Terriers.
Yeah, and Taylor Roth, the head coach of the Terriers, wants to talk this over. I mean, credit to the Terriers. Every time they give up a shot on the other end, they come back and find some sort of a response. But the question was, coming into this game, we talked about the good of the last game for them, where they had no issues scoring the basketball when they lost 113 to 108 versus Geneva. The bad side was, are they going to be able to get defensive stops, defensive stands? Well, it hasn't been quite the high-scoring bout that it was in their last game, but we're still seeing when they need those stops to find a way to come back and get into this game. It's definitely not out of reach, but the clock's not your friend here right now. You need to string a couple stops back to back.
Yeah, Cole, I think you hit the nail right on the head. The Terriers not having the best day offensively, and that's what they need when they're giving up this amount of baskets, whether it's 113 points or 67 points. When you're giving up that amount of points, you need a good offensive game to keep you in it, and right now they're just not shooting it well enough from behind the arc to give themselves a lead here in the second half.
Of course, want to thank everybody for watching and listening live here on BWYellowJackets.com, the home of all Yellow Jacket athletics. Cole McDaniel, Alex Krinov here, and looks like we have a good, intense conclusion to this game really coming here in the last 8 minutes of this second half. Following the timeout, Hiram inbounding the ball in front of the scorer's table on the far side of the floor. Wide open, down the low block and missed. I do not know how Estel missed that one. Gordon found him wide open.
Yellow Jackets dodge a bullet right there. Estill misses at point blank range.
Simmons, Ellington driving, and short arms that one with the right-handed floater. Gordon back the other direction, wide open, Beans for three. That one's big for Hiram. Now just a 9-point deficit for the Terriers.
Beans, the senior, a 35% three-point shooter, wasn't going to miss that one.
Simmons, he's back in the game. He drives, and up and in with the right hand. Back to an 11-point advantage.
And we have a technical foul, I believe, called on Jackson Simmons for a little celebration after the layup. As the officials gather to talk about it, one of the officials signaled technical towards Jackson Simmons.
Yeah, this might be early season non-conference action. But do you think this game means something to both of these teams? I would say so.
Yeah, both teams coming out with a lot of energy. You can see they're fighting for it. They both won it. 7.5 minutes left here, 11-point game, still either team's game. Yellow Jackets are going to try to maintain that lead, and the Terriers are going to try to cut into it.
Have to love tip-off week, really at all divisions of college basketball. D1 to D3 all the way through. I mean, earlier this week, it felt like on Tuesday night, I believe, it felt like there were like 100+ Division I basketball games. Of course, we talked about Division III basketball, the wonderful Baldwin Wallace women's game that happened last night. We've got a good one tonight. It is just so fun to have basketball back.
So a technical foul called there on the Yellow Jackets. Brogy Gordon out to the line to shoot the free throws for the Terriers.
Gordon makes that first one from the free throw line. And he gets that second one to go as well. And those 2 points could be really big for Hiram. Gets them just a little bit closer, but an opportunity to maybe make this one a 4 or 5 point swing if they can make a bucket coming down with the offensive possession following those 2 free throws as well.
Yeah, it could be a big momentum swing for the Terriers. Simmons now on the bench as the Yellow Jackets bring in Rob Watson, the third.
Gordon brings this one over half court. Snyder tight on him. Step back, deep three, off the back of the rim. Long rebound, tracked down by Snyder in front of the Hiram bench. And he looks to push the pace. And he's fouled from behind and goes to the ground hard on the foul.
Sean Hill riding Snyder all the way down the court as the officials call him for a reach-in foul closer to the basket. Snyder now to inbound.
5th team foul for the Terriers. Snyder inbounding under the basket. Gets it into Nagy, back to Snyder, pump fake. And his defender, Hill, lost track of where that ball was, and Snyder hit it right in front of him for 3 from the corner. 12-point advantage, BW. Gordon has to kick it out. Hill has the size on Mazzio. He drives in. Strong finish with the left hand.
Hill, the freshman, using his strength to finish at the rim on Mazzio.
Mazzio up and in, banks that one. And he now has 22 on the night. Leads all scorers. Looked like maybe a travel there. No call. Beans got away with it. Here's the pass to Gordon. Kick out. Hill, the lefty for 3, and he sinks it.
And Gordon got deep into the paint there. Kicks it back out to the freshman Hill, and Hill drains his second 3 of the night.
Price has Watson. Kicked out to Nagy. Mazzio wants to create some room for a shot here. Turns around, scoops this one up, nearly gets it to fall. Nagy trying to follow. Bad thing is Mazzio's down and he's hobbling as he took a hard fall. Getting back defensively, but still moving a little gingerly. Gordon driving, and credit to him, up past the long arms of Watson. Gordon with a clever finish.
First time in a long time that the Hiram Terriers have the lead down to 7 for the Yellow Jackets. Nice job there by Gordon finishing over the taller defender in Watson.
Just over 5 minutes left to go here in the second half from Ursprung Gymnasium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Nagy wants it for 3. Almost banked that one. Hit off of the side of the rim. Now in transition, he needs to make a stop defensively. Gets his hand up there, nearly blocks it. But an excellent finish on the spin from Beans. 5-point lead for BW. Hiram slowly but surely chipping away and getting the stops in a row that they needed.
And this is where you look to Anthony Mazzio, the senior, to provide some leadership, some ball handling, and maybe some scoring.
Snyder, deep 2 on the step back. Foot was on the line, so that is just going to be 2, 76-69, and a timeout for the Yellow Jackets.
Coach Heil decided not to call the timeout there when the Terriers cut it to 5, and that was a good decision as Snyder drains the deep 2, gets their lead back up to 7.
Well, and that's one there where Tom Heil seemed to just want to let the offense run, but then set up his defense to really ensure that they can have a good defensive scheme, have a plan in place, try to get a stop. I don't think he was concerned about his team scoring. I think it was a matter of can we get the stop on the other end. So you're right, probably a good time to call that timeout right after the make.
Yeah, settle his team down, a 7-point lead, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Terriers still on a little bit of a run offensively. Look for the Yellow Jackets to dig deep here, look for a stop.
So Jakacki will inbound this one to Gordon, who will be coming the length of the floor, and perhaps a little bit of pressure being shown. As soon as Gordon's going to cross half court, Snyder's there to meet him. Playing a little bit off of him though. Simmons, tight on Beans. Beans driving, can't finish. Simmons gets the board off of the tip there from Watson. And that's the stop that the Yellow Jackets needed. Mazzio going to work. Simmons drives to the rim, finishes with the left hand, 78-69.
Simmons, another highlight reel type play there, goes around the defender and scores with the finger roll.
So now the Terriers need to respond. The drive, and Mazzio, that one should be on the floor on that foul. Reaching in, big-bodied Deshaun Hill. Definitely has the weight on Mazzio. Dropped that shoulder into him, and Mazzio just swiped down.
Yeah, Hill with a lot of strength, lowered his head, and he was not going to be denied on his way to the basket. Mazzio with the foul, as Hill will go to the line for 2 free throws. 2 for 3 at the night.
Of course, even though that foul was on the floor, 9 team fouls in this half for the Yellow Jackets. So a bonus situation, the 1-and-1, and the first shot is up and good, so Hill's got another free throw upcoming.
Hill, the freshman, only in his second collegiate game, has looked good tonight.
That he has. Made a couple big three-pointers and not afraid to get physical when driving through the lane. Back to that 7-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. Here's Price. He wants that pull-up mid-range shot, and he's hit that one multiple times tonight. That has been his sweet spot. Give him 2.
Yeah, nearly identical to a shot he made only a few minutes ago.
Simmons gets a hand in there, nearly swipes that one away. Shot from Jakacki from 3, off the back of the rim, no good, rebounded by Simmons.
Look for the Yellow Jackets to slow down the pace here, take some time off the clock, get a good offensive set.
Simmons posts up, good spin, blocked on the initial take. Watson follows it up, and he's fouled as he goes up. Can't make the initial shot, but he'll step to the free throw line for 2.
Watson going to a familiar place at the free throw line. He's 6 of 10 there tonight, and he'll have 2 more here late in the second half.
Well, if Watson wants to take his game to the next level, the one thing is, again, that tall, lean body frame. He's got to find a way to finish strong at the rim and make more of those shots. But credit to him that he gets a lot of rebounds. He finds a way to get to the free throw line. If he can just get some of those finishes so it can be and 1 opportunities rather than 2 shots, that could be huge for him. But he has been impressive. crashing the boards tonight. Misses on that first free throw. Short and short again. Misses the second one. Simmons not able to get to that. Rebound for Hiram. Down 9, 3 minutes left to go here in the half. Bench for the Yellow Jackets getting loud. Gordon gets Simmons up in the air. Decides to kick it out. Beans, Jakacki. Gordon for three, wide open, no good. Rebound from Price.
Gordon with an open look there. Would have been a big shot for the Terriers. Leaves it a little bit short.
Snyder gonna take his time. Again, the clock is the Yellow Jackets' friend here at the moment. A lot of contact. Snyder's wide open as Hill was on the ground, and entry pass to him, not able to find him, deflected away and stolen. Mazzio, tight on Jakacki, right in front of the Terriers bench. Swinging it around the three-point line, Hill. Step back, instead kicking over to Gordon. Gordon driving, finds Hill, open in front of his bench. For three, the lefty hits again.
Calm, cool, and collected from the freshman, not seeming to be fazed by the moment. Drains a three, cuts the Yellow Jacket lead to 6 with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining.
And as we are in the timeout here from Ursprung Gymnasium, as you're watching and listening on BWYellowJackets.com, a reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow, as well as Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. So as we come out of the timeout, now Deshaun Hill, the freshman, after the made three-pointer, now has the tie for the team lead for the Terriers on points. 15 apiece for him and Kevin Beans. 14 as well for Gordon. Those have been the three guys that have really scored almost all the points in the second half.
And you have to wonder if Hill was on the Yellow Jackets scouting report. He was 1 for 5 for only 3 points in his debut, but he's come out tonight and has shot an efficient 5 of 6 from the field with 3 for 4 from 3 for 15 points. He's been big for the Terriers.
I would say it's safe to assume no, but for future teams who are going up against the Terriers, you best believe Hill is going to be on the scouting report. Can't let the lefty get open from 3. Here's Mazzio. Pressured as he's trying to bring this one up the floor. Price getting past half court. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Price is going to drive. Took that one up strong. Banks it home, 82-74.
And Hill called for the offensive foul there. Used his off arm to hook Mazzio, and a big turnover there by the Terriers. Yellow Jackets take over.
Yeah, number 24, Kevin Beans, was just standing there in disbelief, but the offensive foul, really a bailout there for the Yellow Jackets defense. Now an opportunity for them to stretch the lead out in transition, breaking the press. Mazzio up strong, unable to bank that one home, and now he's trailing, trying to get back. Numbers advantage for Hiram initially, now 5v5 again. For 3, Beans wants it. Strong bounce off of the side of the rim, and Mazzio cleans it up with the board, and now with a minute left, time to drain clock. Going to be extremely difficult for Hiram to find a way back into this one, but not ready to foul quite yet. Mazzio, step back, deep 2, no good. And a foul on Simmons as a little push in the back.
And that will be Simmons' 5th, and his night will end a little bit early tonight. Good debut by Simmons, 15 points, 10 rebounds for the double-double, but picks up his 5th foul with just under a minute here in the second half.
Yeah, we were talking about future scouting reports, and obviously Anthony Mazzio always going to be on the scouting report for opponents of the Yellow Jackets. Jackson Simmons proving tonight that he can score as well. we talked about, he looks to be that second scoring option. The thing is, we have seen a lot of time where Mazzio's been off the floor and Simmons has been off the floor at the same time. So it's been good for the Yellow Jackets to see guys like Price and Snyder, and even then a couple shots going for some of those other guys here and there. They found a way to still get some scoring and really stop the bleeding when there have been some runs not going their way.
Yeah, Simmons looked very impressive in the 2 exhibition games. I expected him to come out tonight and look to improve on those performances. I've also been very impressed with Ashton Price's offensive game tonight. It settled the Yellow Jackets down when you mentioned Mazzio and Simmons were off the court.
Kevin Beans, the senior from Florida, steps to the free throw line. He makes the first one. Second free throw upcoming, and only 58 seconds remaining on the clock. Misses the back end of the 2 free throws, and we got a jump ball. Possession arrow with the Yellow Jackets, and they'll be able to come back the length of the court, but expect that full court press here from Hiram.
Great job there by Price, going up against the bigger Beans, gets the jump ball. Possession arrow goes to the Yellow Jackets.
Snyder nearly trapped in the corner. He finds Nagy, and Nagy gets fouled, and honestly, that's a smart foul there from Hiram, sending Nagy to the free throw line, but also Nagy, he was in the air passing that one to number 0, Ashton Price, really at the same time as he got fouled, and Price was going to be in for the easy 2. So even if this can save just a point, it's going to be beneficial for Hiram.
Nagy's first collegiate free throw attempt is good. His second will be coming next.
And I thought he thought that one was going to be a miss. He was moving like he thought that one was out.
The big man always preparing for the rebound.
Friendly roll. Gets the first of that 1-and-1. Second free throw. Up off of the back of the rim, no good. 83-75. Hiram needing to push the pace. 45 seconds remaining. Tight defense here from Ellington. Jakacki, Gordon, Jakacki needs a fire from 3. Off of the back of the rim, no good. Ellington with a huge rebound. Great play by the freshman, and he gets fouled for his troubles.
Strong rebound there by the freshman, comes in flying and grabs it, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line trying to extend the Yellow Jackets' lead to 10.
So it was a full slate of games in the OAC and men's basketball tonight. I mean, really every team across the conference was playing. Ohio Northern went up against Denison, lost 79-75. Wilmington beat Defiance 81-72. Heidelberg was going up against Olivet. Marietta versus LaRoche. Mount Union versus Marysville. Wittenberg versus John Carroll. Muskingum versus Mount St. Joseph. A full slate of OAC teams playing tonight. And the Yellow Jackets, still a tight battle, still close on the make there for Hiram.
Yeah, but Ray Ellington misses the free throw there. Bean splits the defense, gets the easy layup. Still a 2-possession game with only 23 seconds left. The Hiram's gonna have to foul. It will be double bonus for the Yellow Jackets, but a few misses here and Hiram can get themselves right back in the game.
Still 22 seconds, as you mentioned. 6-point difference. It's certainly not a mountain to climb. We've seen a lot bigger deficits and bigger comebacks in basketball. Crazy things happen in this sport, but it is still a decent-sized hill to climb, just in the sense of the Yellow Jackets. They have plenty of guards that they can throw out on the court right now. Find a way to get their way to the free throw line. Find a way to maybe capitalize at the free throw line. Mentioned that miss certainly hurts the Yellow Jackets, but time has been their friend for quite a long time here in the latter stages of the second half. And matter of can the 22 seconds be enough to really fend off the Terriers? We'll wait and see.
The Yellow Jackets fortunate to be in the double bonus, so they'll get 2 free throws from here on out. Hiram will definitely need some misses, and will also have to shoot better from the arc. But look for the Yellow Jackets to get it into one of their guards. All 5 guards now on the floor.
Yeah, and that's smart from the Yellow Jackets. Get 5 guards out there. You don't need any of the bigs out there here at the moment offensively. if there's been a defensive switch and you can make the substitution, do that. Get the ball into Jake Snyder, back to Mazzio. You can't ask for the ball in much better hands. And Mazzio, leading scorer on the night for all teams, leading scorer for the Yellow Jackets with 22 on the night. He's going to step to the free throw line. Actually fairly quiet in the second half. Most of his points came in the first.
Yeah, Mazzio started the second half off hot and then was asked to do a little less with some other guys stepping up here late in the second half.
So that drained a good 5 seconds off of the clock.
And Ricky Estill picks up his 5th foul. So Hiram will have to make a sub, and it looks to be Doug Sartain.
We hadn't seen much of Sartain since he actually started the second half. He had been quiet, sharpshooter who hit a couple threes in the first.
And Sartain started off 2 for 2 from 3. Only 2 for 8 from the floor for the rest of the night.
Mazzio's first free throw is good. And maybe a defensive switch, as it looks like Driscoll is checking out. No, actually number 25, Ray Ellington, checking out. Driscoll's going to stay in. Checking in, Leon Leveski.
And Yellow Jackets opting not to put anybody on the block to rebound. Still with a 5-guard look.
Mazzio's second free throw up and good, 85-77. Here's Gordon. Needs to find a way to get a shot off quick and push the pace. He's driving, needs to kick this one out, taking a lot of time. That one's deflected. Hill, the lefty's got to fire. That one's blocked. 7 seconds left. I think they're going to be able to just drain the clock here in this one. And there you have it from Ursprung Gymnasium. The Yellow Jackets move to 1-0 on the regular season as they defeat the Hiram Terriers, and the Terriers drop to 0-2.
Great job by the Yellow Jackets winning on their home court to start their season. Both teams should be proud of their effort. 8-point victory for the Yellow Jackets. And they will look to improve upon this.
Yeah, and as we wrap up this game here on BWYellowJackets.com, Mazzio leading the way with 24 points, Simmons with 15, Snyder 13, and Price with 12. For Hiram, Kevin Beans had 18, Deshaun Hill with 15, Brogy Gordon with 14, Doug Sartain with 10 points. Now, really how that one finished, the last thing I want to leave everybody here with, Alex, what were your thoughts there on that game, that second half? I know at the end of the first half we talked about what we saw there. What did the Yellow Jackets do well to manage to keep the lead and then really find a way to get this win?
Well, I think our key out of the second half, for Hiram at least, was getting the ball in Brogy Gordon's hands. Gordon finished 5 of 15, only 14 points. He's the veteran leader, the 5th-year senior. They did a great job of shutting him down tonight. Yellow Jackets also, Mazzio 24 points, Simmons 15 points. They used their 2 seniors offensively to build themselves a lead, and that was really the key for the success of the Yellow Jackets tonight.
So Hiram's back in action on Tuesday against Pitt Greensburg. As for the Yellow Jackets, they play in the Great Lakes Invitational at Wabash College, so they're going to have 2 games coming that weekend. A lot of basketball season coming up. Again, you're going to get to watch and listen to all of that live here on BWYellowJackets.com. For everybody, thanks for watching and listening. For myself, Cole McDaniel, as well as Alex Krinoff, everybody have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.